And we are back once again with the Northern Micro Spirit, which is a machine that I don't think very many people recognize, if any. I am zoomed out all the way, for those of you that are going to say, "Holy crap, zoom out, I can't see anything." Well, there isn't a damn thing I can do about it, because this thing has got a very wide-angle lens. I was going to use my mini DVD camera, but I only have one mini DVD tape, and it's full, so I don't really have a choice on the matter. This is the only working Video 8 camcorder I still have, and I have stuff that's on this tape that I need to import anyway, so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Anyways, this thing needs a new operating system, because it's running Windows 7, and man, is it ever, well, shall we say, it's a little bit broken. Some of you may remember that this machine was in the low-end radio studio and it flew across the room. I haven't used it since then, other than one time to verify that it still worked, and it does, which is kind of amazing. But what we're going to do today is we are going to install Ubuntu Budgie. What is Ubuntu Budgie, you might ask? Well, I'm actually not entirely sure. I believe it would qualify as a low-end version? I don't know, what would the word be that you would use? Low-end, budget-oriented, low resource requirement, that kind of thing. That's what it's meant for, I'd imagine anyway. But it's something I haven't tried out. So it's something that we're going to try and install on this, because it's not really going to get used for much else anyway. It really just sits in the closet and doesn't do anything. So turn it on. I'm not sure if it'll turn on immediately or if I've got to turn it on myself. Okay. Well then, I hope it boots to the CD-ROM. I also hope that you can see what it's got on screen. I have it off to the side a little bit because I don't want to cover up the breather hole for the CPU. Yeah, it's a DVD drive, so that's good. Of course, I'm assuming this disc is any good. I saw something that looked like a kernel panic, but maybe it didn't. So there is the boot logo. It would be interesting to see if it actually does boot. Several minutes later, and it is still trying to boot. There it goes. Finally. Holy crap. Okay, maybe not. You can see on your screen how long it's been. I can't try and fake that out. No, it wasn't too bad, really. You're loading off of a slow DVD and being the system that it was. I mean, I would have expected a little better, because some of these smaller distributions certainly load a little faster, but it is what it is. It's still Ubuntu. Can't really speed it up much more than you already do. Of course, it still isn't done. Still got to do whatever it's doing. I don't know if you can hear the CD-ROM drive ticking away over there. But that is what it's doing. Ticking away. And it's finally loaded. Hooray! So we're going to install it. I'm not even going to bother with any test phase. I'm just going to install it. It's trying to load wireless, which it doesn't have. I hope I plugged the Ethernet in. Which I did, so it's probably trying to connect to my Ethernet and failing to do so. I'll have to assign it a static address since DHCP does not work on my network. Okay, I have the network configured. So we're going to select the install option. If it trashes the contents of the hard drive, who cares? Download updates. Yeah, we'll go ahead and download updates. I don't usually do that, but I'm running on a tight schedule, so that's what we're going to do. Finally, holy crap. Should take that. Install alongside. Nah, I'm going to just erase the disk and install over all of it. Is that really a good idea? Oh, I don't care. Just do it. Make like Nike. Didn't create a swap partition, which is interesting. Alright, so now we're going to go for the location. New York is not correct. Toronto is correct, though it doesn't really matter. I'd rather get the one that's closer. English US is fine. Enter your name. Let's do that. P5915G. Spirit. We'll put in our expert password. We'll log in automatically. We'll continue, and then it will install, which will take forever. Presumably. So I will come back once that has happened. Still installing, but it looks like we're on the update phase. Not sure how much more in focus I can get that. Probably not any more than that. Might be able to zoom in a little bit more on it. You see it looks like it's installing updates now, which might take it a while. See. Actually, you can't really see it. It sort of blends in on the camera. May be able to just barely make out the line. But, still working. Be interesting to see what it looks like once it's installed. I've read online that it's somewhat similar to a mobile operating system, so I'm not really sure how much I'm going to like it. Because I'm not really a big fan of Android or any of the mobile operating systems. Certainly not on the desktop. I think they've ruined the desktop experience with all of that mess, but we'll see what happens. We're getting closer to removing packages, which basically is, I believe, the last step, if not the second last step, for installation. See, it's going crazy down there. If this doesn't work out, I might put Ubuntu Mate Edition on it, or I might just put Fedora or something on it. Something like Fedora ought to be interesting. This is 64-bit. Capable, although this is only the 32-bit version of Ubuntu Budgie. I don't think it would really make a difference which one I install, because it's not really going to see more than 4 gigs of RAM installation anyway. So really the only benefit for 64-bit is if you want to access RAM outside of 4 gigs, and you don't want to use the hack that is physical address extension, which 90% of the time doesn't work because of stability problems. Not because of the implementation. Well, okay, it is because of the implementation. It's not because of the standard. The implementation is so broken that you end up with a mess. So, at least one Linux install will work today. I don't know when it will come out, if it hasn't already, but I had another video of the VL400 trying to install operating systems. That was a total failure. Really still not understanding how a system with a chipset as common as the Intel 815 will not run any modern version of Linux. Doesn't make any sense. So I might be stuck putting Windows on it if I want something supported. Or I could just bite the bullet and put something like Linux Mint on it that's actually supported. I'd rather, use these as test beds for operating systems. Okay. Installation complete. You need to restart the computer in order to use the new installation. Well, thank you for telling me. Let's go ahead and reboot it. For a second, I thought my mouse stopped working. A start job is running for Network Manager Wait Online. Should eject the CD. Move the installation medium. Press enter. System is running a little hot. I can tell because the fan is on full time. And this, of course, is one of those lovely machines that has one IDE slot because it's from a time when the SATA channels used the IDE. This is before actual serial ATA. So there are typically 3 parallel ATA channels on the motherboard, or 2 channels. I think there are 2 on this board, and one of them is used up for serial ATA ports. So they put a second IDE channel on it, on a separate controller that's not as reliable. Windows was having none of it. So that was why the system got sent across the room in the first place, because it decided that didn't want to work correctly. I wonder if my volume is on. I don't think so. You are now connected. Okay. There's our Ethernet. Some folders. There's a coffee icon. What is this? Caffeine indicator. Manually control the desktop's idle state. Okay. Budgie, welcome. Post-installation, updates, drivers. I might go through some of this and then we'll have another look at the system itself. Well, I could tell you right away this is definitely like a mobile operating system and like Windows 10. So you can see we've got notifications. I tried to install the restricted extras and it failed, probably because I'm actually running the updater as well. So I found that there's issues with that under Linux all the time. So let's see. Go to that. New software has been released. Sure, install all of it. I thought I asked to install all of that during installation. I guess it didn't work. I clicked install. That's my password. So we'll give it my very creative and secure password, which I will be sure to change before I move the machine back into the closet. I promise I'll actually do it this time, unlike with the HP Vectra, which I also did change today, I think. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Might not have, because I was in such a horrible mood, because Linux decided it wanted nothing of working on that machine. Might just not have bothered. Well, that's nice. It's only one line. So that's kind of useless. I'll come back when that's done. Reboot required. Yay. Always gotta love that. I think I'm gonna reboot it later. Right now, I'm gonna try and install these extras again. Maybe I won't try and install these extras. It's not working. That's not working. So I guess we won't be doing that. Everything else should be fine. Browser ballot. If it comes with Chromium, we can install Firefox or Vivaldi. I don't really care. Deal with that as time goes on. Let's see. That's what the menu looks like. It's pretty simple, and there's not really much to it. Pretty typical. I might do a full video about this, I might not. You can download it yourself, I guess, if you really want to use it and install it in a virtual machine. If you want to play around with the Budgie desktop environment. I don't believe Ubuntu is the primary example of that. I think it's the Solus or something. Some spelling like that. I don't really know, but I think I'm going to call this video done. Because I have other things to do. And it's blooming hot here, so thank you for watching. If you've got any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off, and I hope to see you next time. Until then.